Hello, hello. Happy Thursday, everybody. You get Nathaniel and I today for Live with the Estradas.
The
Should be
Fun
interesting.
Bunch.
It's never just you and I. It's either you and dad, me and dad, but it's never you and me.
I know.
So this will be good.
Yeah.
Um, so not much to share on the real estate front today, other than um, I made a post last night, but I'm seeing a lot more come through. Um, we talked a little bit about builders a couple times throughout the week, but man, some of these interest rates and incentives they have coming through are pretty crazy.
hmm
Well, how do you feel about that?
I'm excited, especially
Yeah.
since I love new construction. I think it definitely helps people give them more options. Especially combating just the monthly payment. Everything we talk about usually, it always comes down to monthly payment. Um, and then their floor plans as well. It looks like they're offering it to more and more floor plans. Sometimes it's specific to just like a single house that they want to sell or something like that. But I see it coming out to more of the community, which is pretty cool. So I hope to keep it up, and I'll probably figure out this week if that affects anything. And I don't really know if people can see on Zillow. I should probably look into that on like stuff that actual buyers look for, like Zillow, Redfin, all those websites where they do their house searches to see if they know what incentives are being offered.
Well, and that's a good point. That's something to point out because of yours and our relationship with many, many builders, all the major builders. Weekly, we get an inventory list from them. And I know we just got one from Lennar, was it yesterday or the day before?
Mm.
And this thing
Yeah.
is like, I there's so much inventory on there, which first of all, I was shocked to see that. But it also shows us like all the floor plans that are available, all the current pricing, the current incentives, if it qualifies for the
hmm
3.99 or not. So we kind of have that inside track. I know a lot of people either drive around to the models over the weekend, which is always fun. I get it. Or like you said, they go to Zillow or Redfin or even the websites for some of the builders, and it's not up to date, like real information. And so again, if new construction is on your radar, let us look at all of our lists so we can give you the best information, because a lot of times you'll see something that either could be priced lower or maybe is priced higher, and that all makes a
hmm
difference. So we usually have kind of the inside track with most builders out there as to what really is available and what their current pricing and offerings are on those. So just a reminder, if that's something that you think you might want to look into, let us know.
hmm Yeah. Just having the resources that most people don't get to the general public is a huge benefit with working, well, not just us, but any real estate agent who specializes in new construction, because most of the time their inventory is not promoted on the MLS, Zillow, or anything. It's mostly off-market stuff, where in some cases you only find out if there's a sign in front that says sold or available.
Well, and that's another point, with our relationships with the builders, they will also let us know, like, hey, something's coming back on the market, or hey, we just had this last closeout. The price is going to be reduced tomorrow, or, go up even tomorrow. Come see it now. And
hmm
so those relationships have saved our clients a ton of money. I know for me, I have some clients who live up in Orchard Farms, and we had thought, okay, we got to start looking at a different neighborhood because there's nothing left. And my builder rep over there called and said, hey, I know you guys have been looking for this. One just fell out. It's coming on. And they've lived there for, I don't know, 3 or 4 years now.
hmm
So, yeah, all of that stuff matters, especially in this market, because everybody has so much access to everything via Zillow or realtor.com or what I mean, the internet, basically. You can find just about everything, but not everything. So,
Yeah. I
just
don't
want
know
to
why
point that.
builders do that anyway. Like they don't promote all their inventory. Um, it mind boggles me. But yeah.
Yeah.
So there's an update on that.
Yeah. Um, Interest rates, not so great this week. It's been a rough week for rates, and so nothing to really update you on that other than we're seeing a lot more sellers offer some credits, not just new build, but regular resale sellers are starting to offer some credits. And lower their pricing. So we're still seeing that trend. I hope that continues because, like we've said, affordability is a concern right now. And so getting those credits are really helping kind of bridge that gap a little bit for people. So
Hmm.
um, that's kind of the real estate update for today. Again, if anyone's watching this and you ever want to ask questions, just throw it in the chat so we can make sure that we answer those for you. But the topic of today, so we started kind of creating some themes for these just so that people have a little bit more time to think about it based off the topic. And maybe they have a question for that day that might fit into kind of what it is we're talking about. And so today, it's Thoughtful Thursday. And I think the intention with that is Dad and I were on Tuesday. I think you missed that one, but Dad and I were on
Hmm.
Tuesday just talking about how um, is it possible to spend too much time on self improvement and self reflection? And do you spend enough time just living in the moment? Um, all of those things. And so it's a pretty deep and extensive topic because it's a constant ongoing thing. And so
Hmm.
I think the thought process with Thoughtful Tuesday is number one, if anybody is having any kind of struggle, whether it be in business or staying focused or uh, getting motivated or whatever it might be, this is the day to kind of tune in and figure out how we can work on that stuff together. Um, but also for us to just take a moment to be like, how am I? What's going on? Where am I struggling? Where am I having successes? And I'm actually excited to be on this with you because you and I don't get a ton of time together to just like have conversations. Like we're together a lot, but a lot of times it's about work or savvy. Um, or just life in general. So I'm always curious, like, this is your third year, right?
Hmm.
Your third year in real estate. For those of you who don't know, Nathaniel came straight out of high school into real estate, just jumped right into the fire. And I'm curious, like, how's that been for you?
Um, Tougher than I thought.
Uh-huh.
It is. I don't know why, but I didn't have any expectations going in, or I guess I did. I thought it would be easy. I didn't know how business worked really in like the real world. I had no idea what lead generation was. I had no idea that like the school I went to would not really be transferable into the real world. Like it taught us just about the laws and stuff about real estate, a little bit about contracts, but um it didn't really show you like, okay, how to get business, how to do this. It was really a learning curve that I didn't anticipate going into it. Um and it was sort of like a shock to me in the beginning because you guys taught us how to read Million Dollar what was it, Million Dollar Agent?
$1 million real estate agent.
Yeah. And he talked about all about lead generation. Then we sat at an open house all the way in Kingsburg. That was our first open
Oh, wow.
house.
We're going way
Yeah.
back.
Uh-huh. And I had no idea how to talk to people. I had no idea how to like present myself. And I thought people just, when they saw a real estate agent, they used them and that was it. So there was a learning curve with that. So I had to get over that mindset and be like, okay, how does business actually work? And then start diving into that, unraveling it, and start making connections. Really, that what it came down to. is that just try to make a connection a day. Um, and that was hard for me being young, being 18 and not even selling a house in the beginning, that's intimidating. Someone asks the questions and you don't know the answer. That was hard. Um, but I think I'm starting to get the grasp of it, especially being 3 years in. I know the basics of it, and that's all you really need to know is the basics of business and how building a connection and building trust with someone, can lead to different avenues down the road, even if it's not right now. I know just building one connection can lead to something in the future, whether it's for you or for them. So that's what I've taken so far is that you don't want to burn any bridges and you want to keep as many people as you can in your network.
That's huge. I think, especially in, well, I guess it'd be in any industry. You don't want
Hmm.
to burn bridges, but there are some people in our industry who do have a list of people that they say they'll never work with. And um, we sometimes forget how important it is to also treat our colleagues um, in a respectful manner. We're so focused on getting the client whatever they need that sometimes we as real estate professionals don't treat each other that great. And so you bring up a good point, and like you don't want to burn bridges anytime in business because you never know. Like you never know when that person might really need you or you might really need them. And
Hmm.
so it kind of, Dad and I talked about there's power in the pause the other day. It's very easy to get wrapped up in any business that's emotional because any entrepreneur that has a business is going to be emotional about it because it's your baby. It's something that you're building on a daily basis. It's time away from your family. It's money. It's all these things. And so there is a lot of emotion a lot of times in entrepreneurism and business. And I think that one of the skills that is so important is to learn how to temper that so that you don't burn bridges.
Hmm.
Because you never know what lies ahead and what you might need down the road. Um, so what do you having seen those challenges from when you started and now, like, obviously you have years and years and years ahead of you to grow and get better, but there are some places where I've seen you're like dialed in and you've gotten it. So what have been those best resources for you? What are the things that you do as a young person, because it is very rare to have someone your age building a business and being an entrepreneur on this level? Like, how do you do it?
I think I've always been curious by nature. And so just wanting to learn more about anything really. I like to research. I think that's my strength and weakness. I think I'm a great researcher, but sometimes I go down rabbit holes and it it distracts me a little bit. But I think always having that mentality that you can learn from anyone, no matter who it is, even if it's someone who just started or someone who's been in the business for 30 years, I think you can learn from anyone. And I think I took that from even just basketball. I always come back to basketball. I think anyone can teach you anything, no matter how young or how experienced they are. So just always having a growth mindset and be like, okay, what's one thing I could take from this conversation? What's one thing I can implement in mine? And I think those things and trying to implement is probably one of the hardest things, but one of the most rewarding. Just getting over that hump, getting that motivation to be like, okay, I don't really care about the result. Let's just see what happens is like one of the hardest things, especially in business, because most of the time it takes either time or money and a lot of frustration. So, just getting into the implementation side of it, as fast as you can, I hear, because I don't know if I've done it yet, is one of the most powerful things you can do.
Yeah. That's good stuff. Do you think that okay, because in our house, I don't want to say forced because that's not a great word, but um we encouraged you all to be a part of some sort of team sport. And if you made a commitment to the sport, you weren't allowed to quit. We didn't let you quit.
Mhm.
Um, do you think that that was good?
I don't even think it was forced or encouraged. I think it's just something you allowed us to do and then sort of just like pushed us to keep going. Like it wasn't like we had hard times and stuff, but I think we always fell back into it.
But
Um,
I think as far like from a life skills standpoint, like how important do you think team sports in high
very,
school? Very. Why is that?
because sort of shapes your identity and sort of you figure out a lot about yourself, the way you communicate, what you're gonna be like, whether you're gonna be a leader or whether you're gonna be a follower, role player. And it's sort of just you take your natural path to it and um you're not really focusing on like, okay, I'm gonna be a leader today. It just sort of just happens. You just go to practice and you're like, okay, let me help this guy today. Let me point out this, let me help coach. And then so I think I was sort of like that leader and sort of went into that captain position just naturally with each team I had. Um, and that was only because of team sports. I don't think I could have done it in if I didn't. I don't think I would have be like the quote unquote leader or captain of a team if I wasn't playing sports and something else.
Yeah. I only bring that up because I know that so many kids at the high school level are just thinking about a college scholarship or even bigger dreams like NBA, NFL, all that other stuff. But I think there's so much treasure to be found in just being at that age and just being a part of a team on that
Mhm.
level and working toward a common goal, and the life skills that you are also learning in those sports.
Yeah, you don't know that you're learning the skill until you learned it, until after the fact. Like until after high school, I didn't know that, oh, I learned that people have different ways to communicate and what works for them may not work for this person. Um, so yeah, I think high school sports is a big part of my identity, and playing two sports like football and basketball is very different because there's like miniature teams in football. There's offense and there's defense, and then there's wide receivers and there's all that other stuff. And that was very interesting in seeing. So I think playing multiple team sports also helps a lot. So I respect those people who um, have done it for a long time because they definitely learn something whether they know it or not.
Yeah, that's awesome. What else do you do to constantly be feeding your brain? What are the things that work best for you? Because I see like I'm gonna guess, and this probably isn't a crazy guess. Like you are on YouTube like 24/7.
Yeah,
Is that the greatest
yeah.
resource for you? Or
I
has it
like
become
videos.
ChatGPT?
It's both. It's like ChatGPT helps me get my ideas down, because I just have so many ideas throughout the day that I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do this. So I need to document it at least so I can come back to it and just keep going. Like the amount of ideas I have per day, whether it's like real estate related or not, is actually crazy. So I need to document it somewhere and just get that like itch scratched daily. And then if I need to learn something, like actually learn it, I like videos because I can literally do exactly what they're doing and pause it, rewind, take notes, stuff like that. And I think that's the best way I learn. Because reading ChatGPT, I mean, sometimes it could be a little bit confusing, and then you ask it to do all this stuff. But in a video, if someone explains it really well and there's a lot of views, there's a reason why there's a lot of views. So I go to that one and learn as much as I can. But I actually did this little thing where I wanted to learn about marketing. And so I was like, ChatGPT, create a 30-day course for me to learn about marketing. And it sent me like, okay, here's an article for this day. Give me 5 things you learned from this article. Here's 2 YouTube videos. Give me 5 things from each. And that has really helped me um, as
So
like
wait, it actually like
learning.
gives you an assignment?
Yeah. Let me see if I can pull it up.
What?
Um, marketing. Yeah, it's like a 30-day marketing guide. There's so many chats. Um, and it gave me the YouTube video links. It gave me the article link right away, and it gives you tasks for each day. And then it's like, and it's little tasks. Like I probably finished those stuff in less than an hour, maybe 30 minutes most, just because of the video was like 15 minutes long. But yeah, where is it?
Okay, so let's just make sure I'm understanding this correctly. You go into ChatGPT, you're trying to learn something new or trying to figure something out. Not only will it tell you what to do, it shows you where to go. And then it also gives you assignments, which is like a built in accountability piece.
Hmm.
Is that what you're
Yeah.
saying? That's
Hmm.
insane.
Let me see if I can share this. Here we go. So let me see. Yeah, I want to learn marketing. I am a complete beginner. Create a 30-day learning plan that will help a beginner like me learn and improve the skill. And it gave me this. So day one, what is marketing? Have me watch Marketing 101 by HubSpot and then the YouTube videos and write down 5 things you learned and 2 questions you still have. That was day one. And that was pretty simple. And those videos are actually very helpful as well. Day two, here's the article. It gives you the link and then apply it to your brand. So it actually gives you like stuff that you can actually implement with it.
So, like, clearly,
Um,
this is saving you a ton of time because me being like old school, like, I'm going into like Google and typing things, and then, well, that's not what I wanted. So I type it a different
yeah.
way. And then I got to go through all this YouTube to find what it is exactly that I'm looking for. So, what? This cuts your time like
Oh, like
insanely.
yeah. Like you can literally learn marketing in 30 days if you want to. It or less. I mean, you can like I knocked out these two in one day because it was less than an hour of work. Like reading this article was probably like 10 minutes maybe. Um, and then I was like, okay, it says this task. I'm like, well, I don't really want to jot it down. I said, help it, my brand, help me do it. And so it did it at the
Mhm.
bottom. Um, I was like, I'm on day two. And it breaks down day two for me. And then he said, help me break it down. And I was like, let's do my brand.
So
Real
have you
estate,
gone
but
into have you done the thing where you go into ChatGPT and ask it to describe you?
yes, and it's very upsetting.
It is?
Yes.
Why?
Let me see.
Why is it
Um,
upsetting?
it said, what did it say?
Did it like totally roast you?
Yeah. Um, inquiry. I use this thing like Google, so this is
I have like 10 things on mine.
I forget where it is. But
That's
it's basically
okay.
like um it was like you have a lot on your plate, you get really distracted easily and like all this stuff. And I was like, oh, thank you.
And how does it know that? Like, does it watch your like activity on the internet? Like, how that's creepy to me. How does it know that?
Well, because I use this like Google, it knows exactly what I'm doing and thinking
Oh, because you're
about.
looking at
So
so many different things. It's kind of like, hey, you're a
like all
mess.
these topics, yeah, basically, like all these topics are like well, then I have, it's like, okay, you run the podcast, you do social media, okay, you take care of your clients, okay, you do lives, okay, you have family time, okay, you do editing, and it's like all this stuff, and it's like you need to delegate some things and get some stuff off your plate so you can prioritize in one way, and it's like you need these system in place that you need this, this, and this, and I was like, oh, thank you.
Do you
Um,
do you think because we talk about this word a lot in our family, do you think you've earned the right to delegate anything yet?
no,
And why is that?
because I haven't learned everything about it to delegate it.
Mhm.
It's
That's
hard to
a big
delegate something when
thing.
you don't know or when you don't know the full process. So it's hard to explain it to someone when even you don't know. So you're basically telling someone, go learn this for me and come back and do my work. Like that's not fun.
That's been huge, not only in our family, but in our business. We get to a place a lot of times where we're super frustrated. Why haven't we gotten there? Why aren't we doing that? Or you go back to comparison. Dad asked me about comparison a couple days ago. We were stuck in a place of like, well, how come that person gets to do that and we're still here? Or how come this, that? And the one question or the one statement that has changed our worlds really is, have you earned the right yet? Maybe we haven't earned the
Hmm.
right. Maybe we haven't put in the time. Maybe we haven't learned the skills. Maybe we haven't, whatever. So sometimes if you're not in a place where you think you should be or where you want to be, it could be because you haven't earned the right yet. You haven't paid your
Yeah.
dues.
Yeah. I think you only earn the right when you can make the system plug and play.
So you earn the right when you've created the system that allows you to get out of it.
Yeah. When someone can literally take your place, no matter the experience, and do what you do. When you can make an exact replica of yourself in that category. So whether it's marketing, okay, if I had a system where, okay, I recorded for 30 day, recorded content for one day, and then I had a month's worth of it, I can have someone edit it in a way that I want it and post it. Unless you've gone through all that and know step by step all the problems and stuff that will happen and where you can resolve it quickly or have them resolve it because you know the problem, that's when you earn the right, I think.
Okay, one last question for you because I feel like this is like an out of body experience for me because we went very quickly from like yelling at you to do your homework, barely getting you up to go to school. I can't even count the amount of times that I called you into school because you didn't want to go or whatever it might be. How did we get from that to this man that I'm speaking to right now? What do you think was the biggest switch for you?
Um, I think it was always there. I just wasn't passionate about it. I hated school. I hated doing stuff that wouldn't benefit me, and
But
that's
there
what I
had
thought
to
school
be
was.
something like you you are committed to learning something every single day. Like you are constantly learning now. Whatever it is. Like you're
I
like your
love
father.
learning.
You're like your father. Like you guys don't take a break. Sometimes I have to tell you guys like you are not allowed to watch another podcast for like a week because this is ridiculous. I have to like rein you guys in. There had to have been something in your life where you're like, you know what, enough. Like, I need to do my life this way now. Was it graduation? Was it marriage? Was it becoming a
There's a lot of
dad?
different.
All the above? Like,
Um,
what was that switch?
I think it was setting a big goal that you knew you had to become someone else in order to achieve it.
Mm,
So I think I always wanted more, and I couldn't do that when I was sleeping in or not going to school or not learning. And I think I just came to a realization that like I think it was when I was working at Under Armour. I'm like, I don't want to be here all like for my 20s or whatever because I saw people there who were in college and like senior year of college and they were still there. I'm like, I don't want to do that.
so that worked for them, but that didn't work for you. Like, you were clear
Well, yeah.
on, I
Well,
want
I also
this, and in order to have this, I can't be this, is what you're
yeah,
saying.
and I also came to a realization that not everyone wants more.
And that's okay too.
Yeah, I was like, okay, that's cool, but if I have this itch that I want more, and I think there's a reason I think God gave me this itch for a reason, then I have to pursue it. And I feel like if I don't, then that's failing.
Well, we will leave it at that. We're out of time, but I do have to say, as you know, Dad and I are super proud of you every single day. And I encourage you to continue to share your story with young people, because I think there's a disconnect now, especially with your age group, of maybe I don't want to go to college. Maybe college isn't
Hmm.
my thing. Maybe I don't want the debt. Maybe I don't want whatever. And maybe I don't want to go into a trade. I think there's a lot of people your age with that entrepreneurial spirit that don't know where to start. And so I would encourage you to continue to just share and lead by example, because I think what you've discovered is a gift that should be shared. So kudos to you.
Thank you.
And with
Appreciate it.
that, we are done. We will see you. I don't know what tomorrow is. Something. What's tomorrow?
Friday.
Funny Friday?
Um,
Something.
Fish Friday. I don't know.
Fun Friday. It's not Fish Friday anymore. Lent's over. No more Fish Friday. It's like Fun Friday or something. So we'll see.
Yeah.
But we'll see you all tomorrow.
Cool.
Bye.
Bye.